Elizondo's book finally gets a release date. So we got that and a lot more to talk about today. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, getting right into it. This is an official announcement from Lou on Twitter, X. It is my honor and duty to share this information with you now. My new book, Imminent, Inside the Pentagon's Hunt for UFOs, will be published by William Morrow in August 2024. August, guys, August. I'm so glad that it's before the presidential election. We had heard that it might come out in November, which I think would be a very distracting time for this book to come out. So I'm so glad it's August. Imminent, Lou says, is my call to action. The stakes could not be higher. This is an accurate portrayal of events as they happened. This book underwent a 9-month U.S. government security review, and I had a senior member of ATIP review the manuscript to ensure everything is exact and authentic. This is more than my story, it is our story, and I wrote it for you, the public, so there is no question as to what we are dealing with and what the future might bring. After reading it, I think it will be clear why this topic is so incredibly important. Here's an older interview that Lou did with Disclosure Team talking about his book.
I'd like to switch this round and first of all start off by congratulating you on the recent announcement that you're bringing out a book. So congratulations on that. Now,
thank you.
A lot of people saw this headline article within the Hollywood Reporter that the book will reveal shocking details. And now we all know what people on social media like. A lot are speculating and making claims that it's a pay-for-disclosure tactic, which, of course, they're going to. Can you just set the record straight, please, and so we can...
Yeah, I mean, first of all, what I'll say is that I'm writing the book. Second of all is that the intended audience is for a lot of people that have never even gone onto UFO Twitter. You know, what I will say, and I won't go into any more detail than this, is that the purpose of the book is going to be very, very apparent when it comes out. And I think people who know me are going to be like, that clever guy. People who don't know me are going to probably wind up having to eat some of their words. You know, it's funny to watch social media and people go way out on a limb and start making speculation, wild speculation. It's a money grab, it's pay for play. Okay, well, think that if you want to. But when the book comes out and people really they read it and go, holy crap, this makes sense. Now we understand why you did the way you did it when you did it. You know, will they apologize? No. They'll just, they'll go hide in the little deep dark corners of Twitterverse and maybe change their name or something. But I'm used to it. You know, for the last 3-4 years, I've been used to people always accusing me of one thing. They're never happy, no matter what you do for them, no matter how you do it. You know, you've just got people that are sharpshooting you. They're throwing rocks. I don't know why that is. It's sad.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it is sad. It is sad. But there you go. This is his call to action. This book is his call to action. And once people read it, they will see how clever he is. I assume that means as one part of a disclosure plan, right? I mean, let me know what you think that means. But I think that he talked about wrecking some furniture this year and that this is his call to action and people are going to realize some stuff when this book comes out. So that's where my mind goes. And I mean, obviously that is the intention of the book is disclosure or some measure of disclosure. So I can't wait what juicy details are going to be revealed in this book that haven't been revealed in the New York Times article, in the books about OSAP and Skinwalker Ranch, you know, the secret of Skinwalker Ranch, and that sort of thing. Skinwalkers at the Pentagon. Excuse me. So, you know, what are we going to learn from this book that we haven't learned before? Man, I can't wait to find out. Chris Sharp, who may know some more things than the rest of us, says Lou's book will represent a hugely important milestone for the U.A.P. topic. What's included will prove to be very powerful from his understanding. So yeah, so he knows some stuff, I guess. I would think that Chris Sharp would know some stuff that I don't. And he says it's going to be very powerful. So bring it on, Lou. Bring it on. Meanwhile, a new encounter from the USS Nimitz has come to light. Check this out, guys. This is amazing. From the Daily Star, USS Nimitz UFO dropped out of the sky next to the ship after a crewman fell overboard. Somebody fell overboard during the incident. This is wild. A former U.S. Navy sailor who was aboard the USS Nimitz at the time of the notorious Tic Tac incident says that, as well as the well-known sightings from the aircraft, he had his own up-close and personal UFO encounter. A crewman involved with one of the world's most famous UFO sightings says he saw another craft with his own eyes. Omara Lara was on board the USS Nimitz when a Tic Tac UFO was spotted hurtling at impossible speeds off the California coast. And speaking on the U.A.P. Studies podcast, he said people who haven't been keeping up with the subject since the news of 2004 sightings would be shocked if they saw what he had seen. Describing how he spoke with two other Nimitz crewmen who had witnessed the unexplained objects flying around the carrier group over a number of days, he said, "We're basically embedded with this stuff, but if you get the general public who are not part of our subculture, they're going to have different reactions. They're going to get scared. I don't think entirely everyone is ready." He says it just dropped out from the sky, landed about 40 to 50 feet above the waterline, and shot off to the right. It made an acute angle and exploded right back to where it came from. There was no sonic boom, no noise, nothing. The whole bizarre incident took less than 15 seconds. So yeah, that's just wild, guys. I'd never heard about this encounter before. We know that there were multiple encounters. Sean Cahill was, having experiences. So it wasn't just related to the Tic Tac or the one that we know about. Of course, we know that there were up to 100 of these objects over a week's time, coming and going from space, to sea level. And they were moving like, they could traverse that distance again without creating a sonic boom in like a second or so, maybe under a second. I forget the exact time, but just the blink of an eye, they could go from upper Earth atmosphere to sea level. And this was going on for a week before finally they sent, Commander David Fravor and the others out to check one of these objects out. But this was a totally new one on me, guys. I had never heard of Omar. It says Omara Lara. I don't know if they mean Omar Lara, but whatever. Thank you, Omar, for coming out with this new story. It's incredible, and just one more piece of the Nimitz puzzle. Meanwhile, Dr. Stephen Greer is talking about the UFO control group. He says the entity which controls the UFO matter has more power than any single government in the world or any single identified world leader. This cabal is a hybrid, quasi-government, quasi-privatized operation which is international and functions outside of the purview of any single agency or any single government. Absolutely. They've got their own Air Force, their own Navy. Isn't that what the senator from Hawaii said years ago? The shadow government, the cabal, the breakaway civilization, as Richard Dolan calls it. Whatever you want to call them. I just call them the control group. But yeah, they have so much power. They have seemingly unlimited resources. Of course, they seem to siphon off money from Congress, so I guess the resources are the American people, if that's true. And maybe that's only part of the way they fund themselves. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, Stephen Greer talking about the control group and just how powerful they are in what we are up against. But I am encouraged because there do seem to be pro-disclosure elements within the UFO group, within the control group, and some of these guys do want transparency, or at least some measure of transparency. They want the truth to come out. Maybe it's the younger generations that are tired of these lies and tired of keeping this secret from the people of the world. And so hopefully we will get more and more, disclosure as the days go by, and that hopefully that faction within the UFO control group will grow. But we'll see when we see it. So let me know if you guys are optimistic. Meanwhile, Dick Allgaier has a really cool story verifying his abilities. This is a neat story. I wish I could let him tell it to you, but there's music playing in the video, so I'll just have to relate it really briefly, but it's a cool story. As some of you guys know, Dick Allgaier works with Daz Smith, who I interviewed the other day, And but this is a cool story. Okay, so there's a Korean TV crew that wanted to do a story on Dick, and they were going to assign him a target when they showed up. He did remote viewing before they came, figured out what the target was, and had the data ready when they showed up. I love it. It's a great story, guys. Bring it on. Keep it going, Future Forecasting Group. Meanwhile, the debate still rages over MH370 and the disappearance of flight MH370. Some people think they have found new evidence that it was a hoax or disinformation. Ashton says, not so fast. Ashton Forbes. And he has a couple of really good points here. We have a plane disappear with no debris field. And it's really weird that there's no debris field, because in basically any plane crash ever in the history of plane crashes over the sea, there's a debris field. It's really weird. There's no debris field. There's no bodies. It's strange. It's strange. There's no debris field where the debris that washed ashore in Africa contraindicated the South Indian Ocean in the satellite pings. The official search didn't find one piece of the plane. The United States has SBRIS, a global persistent infrared satellite surveillance system, SUSIS, the ocean-based sound surveillance system, and over-the-horizon radars, all of which should have detected MH370. Their spy satellites, USA 229, was within within line of sight of the plane at the time it supposedly turned into the South Indian Ocean. The United States 100% knows what happened to that plane. So yeah, I think that it's very likely that the U.S. does know what happened to the plane. Some satellite analyst somewhere knows what happened to that plane. So if they wanted to debunk the conspiracy theories, why not just pony up with the information, right? Why not show us the radar data from that incident? So why do you think that is? Well, why aren't they releasing that information if they wanted to throw some water on these fires? Or is it all an elaborate disinformation campaign to cover up some sort of skullduggery on the part of one government or another? I still don't know what to think about MH370, but there's definitely compelling evidence that something weird happened. Whether it was something truly anomalous or if it's a shoot down, I think something happened to that plane. Either way, we need answers. And if indeed the plane went missing, then those people might still be alive and need to be found. I mean, that possibility does exist, and I'm trying to be very sensitive because there are families that are, still need closure for this event. But even if the outcome is sad, if we do find the bodies, then they can have that closure. So one way or another, we need answers on what happened to MH370. And I salute Ashton Forbes, and I salute the debunkers too, who are trying to get answers to this mystery. Meanwhile, would you do this? This is wild. She's got courage, guys. She's got courage. That is amazing. Whoa, Nelly, man. Yeah. I'm gonna wimp out on that one. I'm gonna wimp out on that one. I admire her, but at the same time, whoo, yeah, no. So let me know, guys. Would you do that? Would you shimmy up to the edge of this giant waterfall? That's a no from me, but man, it sure is pretty. Meanwhile, Timberchet addresses a really interesting point. And that's one of the excuses for the cover-up is because the truth of the reality of the UFO phenomenon would destabilize the world. There'd be panic in the streets, which of course is BS. I mean, the UFO control group isn't like running amok, right? What's the truth? Why are they really hiding this stuff? Is it to protect religion, for example? Well, Timberchet says not so fast. Let's give a listen.
Just tell us what it is. We don't care. It's not going to upset my religious beliefs. I'm still going to believe Jesus died on the cross for me. It's not going to change one bit. All it's going to say is this universe is a lot bigger than we give it credit for. We're one grain of sand on a million beaches. Give us the information. Let us decide.
Amen, brother. Amen. Okay, so let me know what you think about that and everything else covered today in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I'd sure appreciate it. Smash the like button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.